Hello everyone, this is Jeannie Ellis, also known as Scrapbooking Mama. Today I want to share with you on how to make a shabby chic rose. Now, I cannot take credit for this. I've looked at so many different YouTube videos on how to make, fabric flowers that, I can't not tell you who exactly I learned it from because it's a method of different ones. But there's a lot of good ones out there. And so, if you don't like this one that I'm doing, then you can always find another one. So the first thing I want to tell you is the supplies list. I use this mesh tool. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I use this. I take some chiffon fabric, and as you can see, it's see-through, and I love the white, and there is black that you can get too. Black is hard for me to see, but I have made some black ones. And then I take a circle. This one's a 1.5-inch circle. And as you can see, I fold it in half and in half again so I can kind of get the center point. You don't have to do that, but that's the way I do it because being a tutorial, I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. Plus, you need hot glue and extra material if you have it. You need to have some on hand just in case. Now, more than likely, this is going to be too many. I have 8 of this and 8 of this. Plus, you'll need a little centerpiece. Now, this one I put together myself. I don't know if you can see it. Oops. I don't know if you can see it very good, but it's little 2 pearls and couple little rhinestones together that I wired up myself. Let's see if we can see that. See, my flower mat's a little messy, so I'm not going to hot glue on that, lay anything on top of that to hot glue. But anyway, that should be the pieces that you need is the fabrics and the pearl center, hot glue, and a circle. So the first thing that I'm going to do is take one of the chiffon squares, and these, by the way, are like about 2¼ inch by 2¼ inch. So they're 2¼ inch square approximately. They do not have to be perfectly even. Material is hard to cut. Now, you can probably use some kind of machine to cut it out, and I have a machine but that will do fabric, but I didn't have the right blade anyway, so it wouldn't work for me. So anyway, what I do is take a corner, and then I take the other opposite corner of that, and I fold them in half. And as you can see, this one's not got really a corner to it. Somehow I'm miscutting it, but that's not going to hurt anything. I can go ahead and take this corner and just fold it that way if I want to. So, but I'm going to continue with the corner. And it's not going to be necessarily a perfect triangle, which is okay, like I said. And then take your thumb and pull it even, hold it down here and pull it as even as possible to the corner. So you're taking this corner, virtually folding it in half toward the first point that you worked with. So now you're going to have this. Let me do that again. I'm going to do the whole thing again. We're going to do corner to corner, or opposite points. Sorry. Maybe I did worse doing it again. And then take your thumb and kind of smooth it out, your finger, and take this point up here at the top and pull it to that point that you made earlier. So then kind of smooth it down. So now you're going to have this, and you see it kind of creases a little bit. And then take this piece, what's left, fold it over. Now you can fold it over even, like that, this side to that side if you want to. Or, if you wanted to, you could take and just fold it this way. If you want to do it that way, you can do it, but I personally like it the other way. You can also do it this way. There's a lot of different ways that you can fold, but personally, I like doing it from this point over back to the first point, and that back over here to the fold, and then have my triangle that way. So you're going to have these pieces like that. Now what I do after that is I'll take I kind of smooth it down. I take my hot glue, and since it's thin material, it's going to go through all the layers of it. So I take the hot glue and I just put a little dab in there. You could use a liquid glue like art glitter glue. Scrapbooking With Me Boutique has that, and they sell it, you know, really inexpensively. So, and I love that liquid glue. But for time's sake, I'm doing that. And it dries fast, the art glitter does, but for this purpose, I want it to dry a little faster. So anyway, there you've got your points all glued down. Okay, now, I'm going to take this petal, we'll call it a petal, because that's actually what it's going to be, and I lay it down. I'm going to go ahead and do it this way, put that little triangle on the paper. I'm going to put a little glue here, or you can put it on the paper. It doesn't really matter. And put it right in the center. Okay? Okay, now take another piece and do the same thing with it. I think that's one. Yeah. Fold to a triangle from one point to the other. And see, this one's not as even, which is okay. It's not going to hurt anything. Then fold again, as even as possible up there at the top. Kind of press it down, and then fold again, even to the fold of that first section. So there you have another triangle. And see this little strand here? Little piece of material. I don't know if you can see it or not. That's normal. It's not going to hurt anything. That's just part of the Shabby Chic. So I'm going to put a little glue in there. Like I said, this is the way I do it. Other people may do it differently, but I've looked at a lot of different techniques, and everybody does the same basic thing, except they may have a little different. So then you can either put the glue here, which is what I'm going to do, or on the circle. And I put it to the opposite direction of the first flower petal. So there you can see you got here and here. Now what I'm going to do before I actually layer down another petal is I'm going to test how much I might need. So I'm just going to get the petal going over here. Go ahead and glue it down. Before I glue any more pieces down, I'm just going to go ahead and glue all the petals into their form. And do all that first. So lay it there. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfectly even. That's what I like about it. In the center, that's not even going to, well, I guess it helps to put glue into it, doesn't it? So it will stick. Okay. It doesn't have to be perfectly even because it's not going to be showing anyway. Let's see, I'll do two more. See what that's like. Now some people like to glue here and then over and glue again. I just go ahead and, because it's thin material, depending on material anyway, I'm just going to take and glue in the center there and hold it down that way because then it holds all of it anyway. I'm going to do one more and test those, see how they do. It doesn't take a lot of glue. Okay, so I've got 4 extra here, so that would make a total of 6. Let's 6, not 6. Let's see how this does. 1, 2. It looks like 6 might just do the job. See, they kind of just fit right in there, don't they? So we'll set these 2 aside and save them for another one. So that means I should only need 6 of the tulle mesh. I'm going to say that. Got tongue-tied every time I try to say the other. Okay, so I do the same thing. I just fold it into a triangle, from one corner to the other, fold it to the first point, fold it again to the folded edge of that second point, and then put a little bit of glue in there, maybe. Okay, and I kind of slide it off, so hopefully I won't get too much strings. So I'm going to need 6 of those. But before I do that, I want to go ahead and layer these down. Oops, I guess I layered that one. Nope, I didn't. I didn't remember doing it, but I wondered there for a second. Okay, to the point. And this is what a lot of people, you don't have to use this. This is not a necessary thing to have to put on top. You could do this without that, and I'll show you. I'll kind of layer the piece on, the center piece on, and see what it looks like just to show you. Not glue it down yet, but let me tell you, there's a lot of people out there that has done some beautiful flowers. I can't compare to. Okay, now let's see if I get this right. Okay, you can go ahead and put, make sure I get in the right direction, and you could have that on there if you wanted to, and even layer a few more of the other flower if you want to, or the petals. Add more of these, just kind of do another layer of the white instead of the tulle. If I had enough cut out, I'd do show you that, and maybe I will if I have time. Could put another one like right here, and you see that would add into the fullness of it big time. So let me go ahead and set those 2 back aside. Go ahead and get some more of these going. We may just experiment. Okay, we'll do this. Fold it over, back over. And I got a little glitter in there. I was playing with glitter yesterday, making some ornaments that I learned how to do on YouTube. Love them. Made out of silver plastic spoons. I mean, they were awesome tutorial. Oh, couldn't find it. These are fun to work with, let me tell you. And with my eyes, it's really hard to see this. That's why I've got kept my black piece flower maker tool mat. I kept it down so I could help myself see, let alone you guys too, because it is hard to see. There's 3, and these don't take really very long to make. You can make several of them. I used to think I had to make these perfect. Now, you don't want to like get sloppy with them and mess them up that way, but it's not like one of those things that have to be like totally perfect. Thank goodness for that, because mine are never perfect. Okay, got 2 more to go here. Okay, now that was a little too off. You fold it again. I think I'm trying to hurry myself up a little bit. If you use a 2-inch flower, or not 2-inch flower, a 2-inch circle instead of the 1.5 inch like I am, then you can still use the same size of petals. You'll just have to use probably the 1/8 then. Not real sure, but what I did before was I used about a 3-inch. I'm sorry, about a 2.5 inch square, I think it was. 2.5 to, it may have been a 3-inch. Let's see if that's down glued enough. I know, I realize you probably can't hear some of my mumbling, but I do that a lot to myself. don't even know if I got any on there. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and start with this one in my hand that I just did. And instead of putting it on top of the other, we're going to put them in the middle. Okay, so you're going to have these two pieces right here, for instance, right here. And instead of on top, it's going to be layered right in the center of these two pieces where they meet each other. So not here, but right in the center of those two together. Okay, so once again, I'm going to put some glue on here. Get it squeezed out. I think my glue gun accidentally turned it off somehow. Hopefully it won't take long to heat up. So there you have that one. And I do try, if I think about it, sometimes I don't, but I do try to get the folds together. Like this fold and this fold, this fold and this fold are going to be in the same direction. That's what I try to get. I have done it before where I did not have the fold together because I wasn't paying attention, but it still looked fine. Yeah, I accidentally turned off my glue. That was really smart. I have no clue how I did that. So here we go, another section in the middle of the two on the bottom. Okay, so you still got, they're going right next to each other, so the next one's going to be right next to this one, but it's still going to be on top of the center of these two. So here we go. Let me find the folds right here. Okay, we've got 3 more to do. By the way, that glue gun can be bought at Scrapbooking With Me Boutique also. If I'm able to, I will find a link for that. If not, I'll just give you the link to the store itself. Okay, so I have one more left right here. And it's looking the way I was hoping it would for a tutorial. It doesn't take a lot of glue. I mean, if you do overdo the glue, it's really going to get messy. So be careful. Okay, so now I have this. And now I might be able to use that big piece. I can put this on now. Wrong way. Sometimes it seemed like my camera was working really good a couple of weeks ago, and now today it's not wanting to focus, and I don't know why, because it's on an autofocus. Yay, there we go. I have to get closer, apparently. So anyway, there's that. And like I said, you can, if you want to, you could put another layer on, or just not do that layer, the mesh layer, just go ahead and do another layer of this and add to it. And you would, again, instead of don't put it on top, you would put it in the center. And that would make your flower really nice and full, which I think that would be pretty too. So I'll do that another time, but that's totally up to you. You can either do 2 layers of the chiffon, or you can do a layer of the chiffon and mesh, and then another layer of chiffon and make it bulkier, which would be very pretty too. I'm going to look at this. It might not be too big. Let's see. I don't know. It is pretty big. Oops. Totally out. I'll get closer. It worked a minute ago, and now it's not working. But anyway, I really think, personally, for me, this is too big. It's kind of overpowering. So it's all in your taste and how you like it. So I am going to use this, make sure I've got the right direction. Okay. And I'm just going to put it right into that center because I've got an even center there. I'm right into it. And yes, I'm going to have some glue, that strings. And I did, since I wasn't looking right on top of it, I did get some glue on the mesh. Let's see if I can pull it off. There, I think I got it. One thing you want to do when you work with hot glue is that you want to make sure that you have a little pan of water or something around, so that way you won't burn yourself too badly. I mean, if you're going to burn yourself, that way the pan's right there. And I did not bring a pan or a bowl of water, whatever it is you need. Now, I'm not going to mess with that right now. I'll just mess it up more if I do that now. But anyway, here's my flower. See if I get, there we go. And I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. May God bless you and have a great day. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.